Alright, what's up, guys? Now, yeah, I did see the video, and it's something where I'm like, man, I don't get the whole idea of, oh, let me go and find this content creator and, harass them or just be weird and stuff. For as long as I've been a content creator, I never understood that. And it's something where, I have been on that other, just side of the fence where I have been a fan of a content creator. And, the thing is that I don't know, like, I've never been that much of a fan, and I don't think I ever will be that much of a fan to where I feel that, oh, I need to, if they say that they're in this location, I need to be there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I heard that all the time where content creators that I'm a fan of, where they come out here to Seattle, and I'm like, bro, I'm just focused on my own stuff that I got going on. I got things to do today. I can't be. And I just think that that's something where I'm like, people haven't had a hard life. And so that's why they don't have no feelings towards when they cause somebody else to have a hard moment in their life. And I just find stuff like that weird. I find it weird where it's like, so, but to explain to you guys, I feel like I just jumped right into, kind of just going off about the situation. But to explain to you guys what happened. So, Cinna, Valkyrae, Emiru, Emily, and then I think it was another person named Rosii, where they're all out and about minding their own business, streaming. And I know that I am going to talk on like the IRL stream scene in a moment. But anyways, yeah, they were doing an IRL stream, and this guy approached, I think it was either Emily or Emiru, and had asked for their number. So, anyways, I guess one of them had said, I don't know who he asked, but anyways, one of them has said no. And the guy just started flipping out and was chasing them around. It looks like they're at a pier or something. But anyways, had started like flipping out, chasing them around the pier, threatening to kill them. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's one of those things where to just talk on the IRL streams. If you're going to be going out doing an IRL stream, and I feel like, if you're one of those people where it's like you're a person of fame, you have to have some sort of security with you. And I feel like that when you got somebody like that, it might need to be a person that has a weapon. Because to me, I'm like, I know if I had a weapon and somebody was chasing me around the pier talking about they were going to kill me, I'm like, hey, it's called self-defense. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel a certain way. Yeah, I think it is going to be something that's, it's going to haunt me to an extent. But I'm like, I feel like at some point in time, I got to understand that. I'm like, it's either my life or theirs. And I'm not trying to lose my life because they're caught up with some videos or caught up with some streams. And, and there's no disrespect to Cinna, Valkyrae, Emily, Emiru, Rosii, but there's nothing special about them, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way where it's all like, it's all like, oh, it's they're whatever, they're this, like, I'm not trying to say anything disrespectful, but overall, the point that I'm trying to make is that they are no different than the next human being sitting next to you, or standing in front of where, like, whatever you want to call it, but it's like, they're no different than a normal human being. Yeah, they just so happen to have, like, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers across multiple platforms, but that shouldn't be a reason to, oh, let me roll out the red carpet for them everywhere they go, or let me be all weird and stalkerish and stuff. Yeah, it's things like that where I'm like, I never understood that, and that's something that I've always have preached, and I feel like that's something that a lot of different content creators need to preach, and it's something that it's like, a person should just know, but it's like, I'm not a king, I'm not a god, I'm not special, I'm not whatever people want to paint me out to be. I am just simply a guy that makes content on the internet. That's it. I'm like, that's literally it. Yeah, I might have thousands of followers across my platforms. I don't look at it as like, oh, I need to be treated differently. It's like the crazy, and I'm not saying that you need to now start treating random people with like that weird energy, but it's like, it's something that just doesn't need to happen. So yeah, when I was watching this video, I'm like, yeah, he's doing that to women because he's trying to have like this weird, power over them and stuff. But I guarantee and I promise you, he ain't going to like the hood doing no stuff like that. Yeah, let's see that same guy go to Compton or Brooklyn, Harlem. I'm trying to think, Atlanta, somewhere out in, Broward County in Florida. I'm trying to think of some places even out here in Washington, Tacoma. Let's think of some other places. You know, there's some I don't know. Like I know there are some crazy places out here in Washington, but not crazy like the other places that I just named out. Chicago. You know, yeah. Let's see him go and have that same energy with somebody out there. You know, and that's the thing. He's not, and so it's somewhere I'm like, you shouldn't be out here scaring random people because you're trying to get their number. And it's like the thing is this. You know what's so funny about this situation? He carries on like that, right? Thinking that, oh, something's going to change afterwards, something going to. You pretty much just prove their gut feeling on why they didn't want to give you their number in the first place. So, and it's stuff like that that, you know, people, they don't think about. They're all like, oh, I'm just so caught up on just trying to get the number. They're not thinking of like long term. And I knew that that was going to happen too. So after this situation had went viral, oh, people, they started posting that guy's face everywhere. So I'm like, hopefully, you know, by now the cops did arrest him. I don't know. I haven't really been doing no following ups to see. But I think they did say that they did like contact the authority and stuff. But as far as any updates, let me check Dexertu. Shout out to Dexertu. But anyways, no, they haven't. Dexertu hasn't posted anything about it. I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe at some point in time we might see something about it, but if not, yeah, it's you know, it's just something where I'm like, I think that guy, he's probably gonna be going into hiding and yeah, just, you know, trying to stay out of the spotlight. But it's like, yeah, I'm not seeing nothing. But anyways, I just find that type of stuff pointless. I'm like, you know, it's something, because I know people will probably ask like, oh, because I feel like people would try to defend that. They'll be like, oh, well, they shouldn't have been doing no IRL stream. Fam, they are allowed to do whatever they want to do. You shouldn't be weird about it. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, but like I was getting ready to say, I'm like, if I see them guys streaming, I'm like, oh, cool, dope, they streaming. Anyways, let me go ahead and I probably might ask for a picture. I feel like that's normal, you know, stuff. I'm like, hey, can I have a picture? And then just be, you know, y'all like, hey, you know, like, continue supporting the stream, whatever. I'll know exactly what I'll say. Probably just, like I said, ask for a picture. Not be weird about it, though. Like, I'm like, hey, big fan of you guys, you know, although I think out of all of them, I'm following Cinna, I'm following Valkyrae. Am I following Emiru? I feel like I do, but I don't know. I'm yeah, like I'm not that much of a fan, but even if I was, I'm like, it's just still something where, you know, and there's people in this world where I am a fan of them. You know, like for an example, Kevin Hart. You know, I have to say that's somebody I'm a real big fan of his work. You know, when it comes down to TV shows, movies, comedy specials. I'm trying to think what else. You know, when he was doing the stream with Kai Cenat, it's like, yeah, I'm watching all that stuff, but I'm not, oh, let me go over to Kai Cenat's house and be all like, oh, let me try to meet Kevin Hart. Oh, he's in Seattle. I gotta drop everything that I'm doing. It's like, I feel like these are the type of people, talking on the guy that was harassing sending them guys, but he's the type of person where it's all like, you know, his girlfriend could be giving birth in the hospital or something, and he would skip out on that just so he could go and harass some streamers. And it's things like that where I'm like, man, people, get help. I'm like, that's my advice to people that carry on like that, or they think that what he did was okay. You need help. Not just any old ordinary help. You need like some hardcore professional help. All right. You might need medication. You might need something. You might need a straitjacket. But that type of behavior ain't normal. It's like people can sit around and want to argue about it. It's not normal. It's not normal to chase somebody around and threaten their life because they didn't give you their number or for any reason. The thing is this, they could have been overly disrespectful to that guy still. That is no reason to chase them around and threaten their life. And I'm like, fam, my thing is this, if you get that angry over something that small, then you don't need to be out and about. You do not need to be out in the streets. It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, a 2-3 year prison sentence ain't gonna be enough for that guy. He needs to be locked up for a long period of time to where he understands that it's like that type of behavior ain't normal. I'm like, so you're gonna have to check that. But, and I guarantee and I promise you, like, I don't know what the relationship situation is with any of these streamers, but yeah, let's say they all have boyfriends and all their boyfriends was there. You would have gotten jumped. No doubt about it. You would have gotten jumped. I know I would have swung on him if I was there. Because I'm like, fam, what is your problem? You're mad because somebody don't want to give you their number. When were you entitled to their number? That's what I would like to know. At what point in time did you think you was entitled to get a number from them? I'm like, and that's one of those things where I guess like, if just overall a woman, but yeah, I feel like a guy, he might try to test out the number right then and there and things, but no, it's like, give him a fake number. I'm like, that's honestly the best possible advice I could give out, but yeah, if that don't work, then I don't know, give him your social media account, and then as soon as you get home, block him. Yeah, it might carry on the conversation right then and there, but as soon as you go into your house and you lock that door and that guy ain't following you, pull up profile, block. Are you sure you want to block? Yes, go on about your life. I guess, yeah, if you meet that person again in the future, then you just have to cross that bridge and just be all like, yeah, it's like, I don't just be out there just talk. But I know for me, it's like, I'm not afraid to say that to people. I'm like, people be asking for personal information for mine. I'm like, I don't know you like that to just be out here giving out my personal information. So I'm like, I know I deal with a lot of different weirdos on my content creating platforms and stuff, and they'll ask me for personal information. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you that. And I'm like, even if it was on some like real life stuff, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't say I've had nobody like act like this towards me. But the times where people have, like, I know that there will be like people, I don't know whether they are scammers or if they're not scammers and they actually work for, an organization. But there's at times where people will be, approach me all like, hey, I work for this organization. We're just trying to collect some money and all this stuff. All it is $20. I'm like, sorry, ain't got it. And I'm like, I could have like a box. I could have a Champs bag with like 2 pairs of Jordans, a GameStop's bag with like 5 different video games, a backpack where I probably got some more stuff and I went shopping somewhere, but I'm like, I ain't got the $20 for you. If you feel a certain way about it, do what I did. Get a job. You get the $20 and you gift it to whatever organization that you're working for. But yeah, it's like, you just got people out there where they think they're entitled to that type of stuff. And it's like, fam, you're not. I don't know you. All right. So it's one of those things where I'm like, you can't try to persuade me or threaten my life thinking like, oh, something gonna change afterwards. Yeah, it's things like that where I'm like, and that, what's funny is that the guy, he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life. He's gonna be known as that guy that was stalking Cinna and them guys. And it's like, fam, for what? I'm like, what did you overall gain from it? Overall, the only thing that you gain is like now you have even of a more of a less chance of getting with any particular woman out there. The funny thing is, it's like nobody even know who you were prior before this moment. So it's like you could potentially have a chance with a woman out there, but I feel like that now with this, yeah, that's one of those things where it's like you're gonna be getting spreaded like all throughout like women's circles, the internet, literally everywhere. I knew that was gonna happen. I called it before it even happened. I was like, that guy's face is going to go viral, and I'm like, and it's one because I'm like, you're Cinna, Valkyrae, and Emiru. I know of them. Emily, I've heard of them. Rosii, on the other hand, I was like, I think, yeah, with this particular situation, that was my first time ever hearing that name. But I'm like, you're dealing with like 4 content creating heavyweights, literally has like Cinna, and I have to say like her, she's been growing through the ranks with content creating for a minute now, and it's been like, I have to say like her content creating career right now, it's probably in the best possible state that it can be in. It's always been a good state, but I'm just saying like right now, like, I mean, this girl, she's getting endorsements. She's getting, blown up through numerous streams. Like, she is killing it right now. But it's like, so you got where all these people with like established fan bases and rising fan bases, and you really thought that you were going to get out of this situation with nothing happening to you. Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyways, yeah, overall, like I said, though, I called it. I knew that stuff was going to happen to that guy. I'm like, good. I'm like, I know people are like, they're going to say, oh, it's messed up that his face is out there. It's like, oh, and I'm like, no, the thing is this. He threatened their life over a phone number. Now, imagine he does get into a relationship with somebody, and then I feel like it'll be 10 times worse. So it's stuff like that where I'm like, no, people like him need to be put out there in the public so people know about him, know what he looked like, know what he's capable of. I'm like, until it's like a day where it's like the world can recognize that he's a changed person. I don't know. Don't ever think that would happen. Unless, like, this stuff really is getting to him. But if it's not, then, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, that guy ain't gonna change. But anyways, yeah, I was like, watching that video, I'm like, man, it's one of those, it's a difficult video to watch because I'm like, it's messed up to see them. And then, then that's what I wanted to talk about, too. I wanted to talk about the people that were getting on them for saying that they were being too dramatic. Like, I guess there was a follow-up stream where Cinna was talking about the situation and she was crying about it. And people were like, oh, she's being dramatic. Fam, somebody just tried to threaten her life. And I'm like, and she had literally nothing. I don't know. Maybe they did have security. Maybe they had. But still, it's like overall, though, regardless of the fact, you still going to be scared of some stuff like that. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like people might have a different way of, you know, showing that they're scared. But overall, it's like, yeah, anybody would be scared over a situation like that, you know? So, but my thing is this, you don't have literally no weapon there to protect you. That's why I'm like, I encourage people out there. I'm like, yeah, carry a weapon. Even if it's a weapon where you don't want to, like, take somebody's life. I mean, you don't have to. But overall, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I think you can tell by my hands. Get like a weapon where it's like, you know, you can hit somebody with it and things, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm done. I'll stop, you know. So yeah, I'm like, just, you know, give them like a good old fashioned swing and stuff, you know, give them the Babe Ruth treatment. But anyways, but yeah, I don't think she was being dramatic. I don't think she was, you know, like, oh, just doing it, because I think people were trying to say she was doing it for like clicks and views too, like saying it was fake. And I'm like, I don't think somebody would fake some stuff like that. There are content creators that would, but I don't think Cinna and them guys, they're not in a position. Like I said, they all have established fan bases. And then I'm like, then for those that, like, I don't really know Emiru, I think she's been growing for some time now. Emily don't really know too much about, but I imagine it's the same business with her. Same with Rosii. But Valkyrae, on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, she's been established for some time now. And I'm like, Cinna, I'm like I said, you know, she's just rising through the ranks right now with content creating. So it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, they just don't seem like that in their position that they're going to be out here faking stuff for views. You know, it would be weird for them to do that, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, they have no reason to do that. So it's just something where I'm like, I guess, like, speaking for myself, I'm definitely not as big as them, but I'm like, that seemed like something I would, if it was a toss up between guessing who would be first to fake content, sending them guys or me, I'm choosing myself, and I know I wouldn't fake no content. But I'm like, it would seem more likely for me to fake content than for them. And I'm like, they're successful content creators. They can go out and do whatever they want to do, go wherever they want to go, have fun, all this other. I'm like, my thing is like, I'm over here trying to figure out, like, dang, can I do this today? I'm like, do I have the time for that? I'm like, no, I don't think I could do that. Not today. I'm like, I'm out here questioning what I could do, what I can't do, and what I can't do for content creating. They never got to question that. So yeah, it's something where I'm like, people saying that they fake this for views. I'm like, that's unlikely. I don't believe that at all. So unless I actually see some proof, but just people saying like, oh, they fake views. I'm like, okay. I'm like, where's the proof that they faked this whole situation for views? But anyways, yeah, that's, I'm like, to them, Cinna and them guys, I wouldn't even listen to them. I'm like, that's just, you know, your haters trying to have a little bit of a platform. And I'm like, nah, you gotta, you know, pave your own way. You gotta do your own thing. You can't be out here hanging on to content creators that don't even know who you are, trying to use their situation to make yourself successful. It's stupid. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.